where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 cents for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chain. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait.
I mean, to see our student body rush down and fill the bottom part of the section, the remainder of our crowd to be amped up for the final minute of play, like, that's the takeaway. And I know for some guys, for some people, the story is what happened. And, you know, our administration has obviously made it clear that that's not the stance and what we want from the volunteer spirit. You know that I feel the same way. That's a very few number. Man, the passion, energy from our fan base. Like, I've been in a lot of competitive arenas as a player and as a coach. There was nothing better that I've ever been in than what happened on Saturday night. Yeah, I didn't sign any mustard bottles or golf balls. Maybe wish I had a golf ball that night, you know what I mean? But I'm only kidding. All right.
There on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Man, it feels like fall. Guys, it feels like fall. Just this past Saturday, early morning, go outside, and it just feels like things are changing. We're getting closer and closer to football time in Tennessee. Tennessee got scrimmage number 2 in the books yesterday. We're going to talk about that. We're going to take a listen to Josh Heupel's comments. We've got some recruiting news we can get into and talk about. Obviously made a video on Ricky Gibson, 3-star corner that committed yesterday. Also got another corner scheduled to make a decision coming up a little later this afternoon. We can talk about that. Look, I've got a lot of stuff planned. My idea, if you guys like these Monday morning live streams, look, I'll burn through vacation time left and right to be here with you guys on Monday morning. But it is up to you. It is up to you. And I've got a jam-packed show, and what my idea is to kind of take different layers to it. You know, like if I make a video, a lot of times I share an article and kind of go through it, get the opinion of the journalist, give my opinion, get your opinion. That's what we do here. I've got a whole lot of tabs open across the top of my laptop. So we're going to go through it. We'll stay live as long as you guys want to stay live. If you like this, but you guys got to help me. If you want me to commit to doing these Monday shows, smash the thumbs up. I mean, destroy it. Let's get like 100% thumbs up. Let's do that. And then also help me share it out. Let people know that we're live. A lot of people don't know that we're doing this. You know, we usually stick to a schedule. And that's Tuesday nights. You know we're going to be live Tuesday nights. Saturday, you know we're going to be live right after the games. But Monday morning at 9 o'clock, a lot of people don't know we're live. So help us out. Go to Twitter, retweet it. Retweet that we're live, share it out, hit the share button down below. I would greatly appreciate it. But we got a lot to get into. Again, we're going to talk about scrimmage number 2. Sounds like it was a good day for the defense. Tim Banks kind of dialed things up, got this defense rolling a little bit. We'll get into that. Also, some recruiting news, like I mentioned. There's an article with a little shade being thrown at Hendon Hooker. We'll get into that as well. I've also got some highlights, some clips we can take a look at. Quarterback Nico Iamaleava played his first game of his senior season of high school football. We got some highlights. If you guys want to take a look at it, that's what we'll do. But let's run down the chat, see who is hanging out with us on this early Monday morning stream of Talkin VAWLS. Ryan Clayton in the house, dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. What is up, Ryan? Brad's here, driving around in Evansville, Indiana, fixing to listen to a great show. Well, I hope I don't let you down, Brad. I hope I don't let you down. I hope you don't close the tab and say, oh, that was very disappointing. Very disappointing. I like the confidence. Dylan Elam in the house. What's up, Dylan? Listening from a welding dockyard in the Mississippi River. Let's see who gets fired first. Well, hopefully not me. Oh, actually, hopefully I do get fired. Maybe I'll get fired and we can do every morning. We don't have to just do morning. We can do every morning. Justin Sanday's in the house. What is up, Southern Life? Good to see you, buddy. Brad Burnett, of course. Go Big Orange. I'll be in work meetings. This is what tends to happen when we decide to do things around here on the Talkin VAWLS network. Usually there's a certain little group of people that pokes the bear and says, Boogie, do this. Go live here. Go live on this day at this time. Brad's been begging for morning shows ever since Jason Swain made the switch from doing the Swain event to doing radio in the afternoon. Brad says somebody's got to fill the void. Somebody's got to step up and drop that morning stream. Well, here we are, and Brad's in work meetings. I get it, Brad. I see where your priorities lie. John Hill with a $20 super chat. Very generous. Thank you, John. That's one way. That's one way to guarantee that we're going to do live streams every Monday is throw money at Boogie, and I will dance. $20 super chat. Thank you, John. It's almost football time in Tennessee. Can taste it now. Let's go Big Orange. Appreciate that super chat, John. Yeah, man, it's this time of year. Somebody in the comments said, when we get this close to kicking things off every year, it seems to just slow down. And that's where I'm at. It's like, I feel like we've been saying 3 weeks, and it's just dragging on. Cannot wait. Dave Shoemaker in the house. What's up, Dave? When does Jordan Matthews make his commitment? It is later today, I believe, at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So stay tuned. We'll get into that. We'll talk about Jordan Matthews coming up here in just a little bit. Balls for Life in the house. What's up, Balls for Life? Wade Rouse is here. Who else we got hanging out in the chat? Snack Pack finally found something to do at work. Yeah, let's see how much we can make productivity go down all across the country by doing a Monday morning live stream. Sounds like a good idea to me. Man, a lot of you guys hanging out. 132 people hanging out on this Monday morning. What's up, Xavier? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Dylan says stay live until the NCAA stream. Maybe we will. Joey Carroll with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. What's up, everyone? Hope all is well. Go Big Orange. Monday lives are great. Well, we'll see how it goes. You guys throwing that great word around. We've not even got into the meat of this thing yet. We'll see how it goes. Zach Farah becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that, Zach. You've got access to custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Drop those in the chat. Show him what he has won. Appreciate that support. Anybody that wants to join the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Puts a little money in our pocket, but you also get some perks and benefits to that as well, such as fan call-in show, which we're going to kick off Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Eric Kane of VolQuest.com going to be coming on, hanging out with me for about 20 minutes. We're going to talk some ball football. We're going to talk fall camp. You know, Eric Kane's one of those guys in the media that has access to practice, and there are certain things that they can film and certain things that they cannot. But there are certain things that he has seen, and he's going to bring that to you here, right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, 7 p.m. On Wednesday evening. So let's check this out. Let's get this up on the screen. This is Tennessee Football's Instagram. You can see a little bit, not a lot, but we'll take a look at a couple of clips here. You can see Joe Milton, nice deep ball, nice touch, throws it to Caleb Webb for a touchdown here. Again, Tennessee, the media team doesn't put out a whole lot when it comes to scrimmages. Wes, that's what we're getting ready to talk about. Scrimmage number 2. It actually took place yesterday inside of Neyland Stadium. Last scrimmage of fall camp. So we're getting ready to move into game prep. Josh Heupel, I believe, talked about, kind of doing 2 weeks of game prep. Get 1 week so everybody knows what it's going to look like, which I kind of like. That's a good leader. Let your freshmen, let your transfers see what to expect going into a game week. And then they're going to kind of switch things around because of the Thursday kickoff and do another game week and be good to go heading into that Ball State game. Here's another clip, defense with a big tackle for loss. I can't tell who that is. Kind of looks like Dylan Sampson, but I can't really see who's getting eat up there at the line of scrimmage. Here's a nice run by Justin Williams-Thomas. Also goes for a touchdown. Look, we're going to have to lean on these young running backs. I saw somebody talking about it in the live chat before we actually went live, talking about the depth at running back. It's a huge concern. You got Dixon, who is now hobbling around on campus too. I don't know how serious his injury is, but Lynn J. Dixon is beat up as well. So you got basically 3 scholarship running backs, and then Lynn J. Dixon would be a 4th, but he's beat up. You got Jalen Wright's beat up. Jabari Small, I don't think he participated in the scrimmage on Sunday. I think they're trying to rest him, keep him healthy. You're going to need him. Zach Hamilton also becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that, Zach. We're on that membership drive. We are on that membership drive because, look, there's strength in numbers. 13,000 of you crazy cats enjoy coming on here watching Boogie run his mouth and talk about Tennessee football. So if you guys join the channel for as little as 99 cents a month, you're helping build what we're trying to do here with the Talkin VAWLS Network. The more members we get, the more time I can spend focused on this channel and doing streams like this, Monday morning stream. Like I said, if this is big enough, we got 159 people. Let's get that thing up to 200 people. Let's get it up to 200 people. And if we get enough in here, we'll do it again next Monday. How about that? I'll make that promise to you. Let's get Josh Heupel's press conference shared up here. This is after the scrimmage yesterday. What's up, Brad? I hope you don't get fired, buddy. Hope you don't get fired. Well, take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say after scrimmage number 2 took place on Sunday. Let's get it queued up here.
Good in the back. Thanks for being here. We got Coach will make a brief opening statement, and then we'll go into questions.
Hey, great day. Always good to get inside of the stadium here, and first of all, it looks great, but big day for our players and our staff. Great day too. We had a bunch of families that were here to share in the scrimmage, and got an opportunity to spend some time with the kids here this afternoon too before we come back in the building this evening. I'm excited about them, getting a chance for myself and our staff to see them as well. So I thought there were a bunch of positives today in the scrimmage. I thought played cleaner, both sides of the football, executed. Thought just, alignment, assignment, eyes on keys, being lined up, ready to go on the defensive side of the football, tackling in space. Thought we did a much better job in those areas than we did in the first scrimmage. And offensively, at times, we're efficient and played with great pace and handled the communication side of it at a really high level too. So a bunch of positives. I know there'll be a bunch of things that we need to clean up too as we go back and watch the tape this afternoon.
Forgot to mention it was family day inside Neyland Stadium for the scrimmage. I think they said that Hendon Hooker brought his dog. His dog was his family that came out to see him scrimmage on Sunday inside of Neyland Stadium. A lot of focus on the defense, talking about tackling well in space. That's a good thing. That's something that it seems that when you watch the practice clips, you read the practice reports, they spend a lot of time working on tackling drills, tackling in space. So good to hear that. Kind of similar to last year's fall camp. Early we heard that the offense was having the most success, then the defense kind of came along, and I wonder how much Tim Banks has kind of installed, got a little bit more aggressive in scrimmage number 2, and that's where you kind of see that defense starting to shine there. Rick Cardwell becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that support, my man. You've got access to those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Drop him in the chat. Show him what he's won. What else we got here? Somebody had a good question. Oh, somebody was asking about Lynn J. Dixon. We'll be there. We'll be asking, when did Dixon get hurt? I've not seen anything that said he was hurt. I just saw that, I think it was Eric Kane's practice report on VolQuest said that he was not participating in practice. So, of course, everybody on the general's quarters goes into panic mode and starts trying to figure out what's going on, what's up with Lynn J. Dixon. And then according to 24/7 Sports, he was limping around the practice field. So maybe he's just nicked up. It happens once you get into fall camp. Once you get on full pads, you start going into scrimmage mode. Guys are going to get beat up. They're going to get banged up. The good news is Jabari Small's healthy. That dude is in the best shape he's been in since being on campus. He's healthy. They rested him. He's good to go. So I think that's a good sign. But again, I beat it into the ground. It's why I kept saying we've got to have another running back because of that depth. And then Whitehead goes out. It made it even worse. And the future's bright for Dylan Sampson. He's shown some flashes. We saw him score a touchdown in the first scrimmage, and then we see Justin Williams-Thomas score a touchdown in the second scrimmage. Those guys have talent, but they're not ready. They're true freshmen. So as of now, you're leaning on Jabari Small and who else? Because Jalen Wright's banged up. Lynn J. Dixon's now banged up. Whitehead's out for the year. So right now you're looking at Jabari Small and 2 true freshmen. I'm curious how quick Jalen Wright gets healthy. But, time's precious and practices are going by. So hopefully Jalen Wright gets healthy. It reeks of last year with Jabari Small, right? Just banged up all camp long. Then we get into the season, it's rub some dirt on it and go play, but just constantly nicked up and could not stay healthy. And maybe that's the battered Vol syndrome talking to me. Maybe that's what it is, but that's how I feel with Jalen Wright. Is he ever going to truly be healthy for this 2022 football season? Baker Reynolds with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Baker. You guys being very generous today. I appreciate that super chat. Says excited for football season. GBO. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And it's like high school football always starts first. And when high school football starts, it's go time, man. I cannot wait until Saturday kickoffs for Tennessee, sitting down watching some college game day, getting on here doing some tailgate shows with you guys. There's nothing like it, man. It's we made the decision to just cover football on this channel recently. And dropping baseball, dropping basketball, people said it was the dumbest thing I've ever done. But you guys are as crazy as I am. We're all nuts. We're all insane. Normal people don't think like we think. And we spend 365 days a year thinking about Tennessee football just for it to roll around, and we get it for a couple of months. Just a few months in the fall, and then it's gone. And we spend all year talking about it, waiting for it, building back up to it. But that's because we're lunatics. We are psychopaths. We are not the norm. We are the minority, I would imagine. Austin Barrett with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate that. Just jumped on and don't know if it's been discussed since this is a scrimmage stream. Gut reaction, are we getting a Jordan Matthews video later today? We're going to talk about Jordan Matthews here after we get through the scrimmage. So stick around, Austin. I'll tell you this. Spoiler alert. The video's made. We'll see if it plays out. That's a little inside baseball. There have been numerous times that I've made a video for a recruit and he goes elsewhere. It's part of it, man. When some of you guys start getting excited and you're like, how did you get this done so fast, Boogie? He just committed. Yeah, sometimes you spend 45 minutes to an hour making a video that you never get to publish. Never get to publish. Carnell Tate, I made 2 videos. I made a Carnell Tate video where he committed to Tennessee, and I made a Carnell Tate video where he committed to Ohio State. So I was ready to go either way there. But a little inside baseball. We're going to get into it, Austin. We're going to talk a little bit of recruiting coming up after we get through the scrimmage. Like I said at the top of the show, we'll go 2 hours. If you guys keep showing up, showing out, showing love, you share this thing out, we keep growing the chat. We'll stay live as long as you guys want to stay live. I got multiple articles, multiple subjects that we can get into. Plus, when you guys kind of hijack and throw a super chat, we'll talk about that topic. Whatever that topic is, we'll discuss it. Let's get back into Josh Heupel's press conference here and see what he had to say about scrimmage number 2.
Questions? Start with Jim.
Josh, a couple things. How do you see the left tackle battle going right now?
Yeah, it's been back and forth a little bit through training camp. You guys have heard me say this. At the end of the day, we're going to need both of them, all of them. And it just, you experienced last year injuries, and that's true at the tackle spot. It's true on all 5 spots. Those guys are continuing to compete. That's not going to stop after today. That will happen all the way up until kickoff. Anticipate both of them playing during the course of the football game throughout the season, and certainly in week 1. Who gets a majority of that or what the percentage breakdown is, we'll continue to evaluate as we go through. Both of them have made a bunch of progress from spring ball and really since the beginning of training camp in understanding what we're doing offensively. In the run game, playing with better pad level, being able to create some movement up front. Both of them take major strides in the pass pro side of it too. So, I feel like those guys are continuing to progress as they should.
Are they playing well enough to where you think Darnell Wright will stay at right tackle?
Yeah, at this point, we plan to keep Darnell at the right side.
I think that right there, that statement right there is big for me when talking about this offensive line. Again, how good is this offensive line going to be? I've seen some people saying that it could be one of the top offensive line units in the SEC. Let's not get crazy. I'm not saying that. I don't necessarily agree with that. They don't have the depth. They don't have the depth for that on this offensive line. But as a starting unit, I think they have the potential to be pretty good. And you're going to get banged up. That's part of it. And the depth will become a concern at some point in the season. I have no doubt about it. It's going to become a concern. But the fact that you're returning 4 out of 5 guys, how much can Glenn Ellerby get out of that starting unit? How much better can they get? I think they're pretty good at the guard position. Cooper May's pretty solid at center. Can he stay healthy? But then, you're looking at that left tackle. Darnell Wright moving to right tackle, and then you're looking Gerald Mincey, J.J. Crawford at left tackle. And, I kind of touched on this when we were breaking down the first scrimmage, and they were still kind of going through that competition mode. There was rumors of Wright moving back to left tackle. I feel like that would have been a failure. I think it would have been like you didn't get enough out of Gerald Mincey. You didn't get enough out of J.J. Crawford. So your fallback plan is to move Wright back over to the left, and then Dane Davis comes in and plays the right. I think that would have been the worst option. But the fact that, Gerald Mincey, J.J. Crawford, the fact that they are competing, they are showing Josh Heupel, they're showing Glenn Ellerby enough, they're going to go into that Ball State game. Both guys are going to play. That's something that Brent Hubbs at VolQuest has been saying for a while. He's like, hey, look, They're both going to play against Ball State. This competition is going to continue to go through fall camp. It's going to go into week 1, and then hopefully by the time you get to that Pitt game on the road against Pitt, a lot of people saying that Pitt game is, well, look, every week's the biggest week of the year, right? We're going to say that Pitt game's the biggest game of the year. And then when Florida rolls around, the Florida game's going to be the biggest game of the year. And then LSU, and then Alabama, and so on and so forth. But that Pitt game kind of sets the tone. I know Florida's the biggest one. I think Tennessee needs to start 4-0 in September. They need to start 4-0 in September, period, hands down. If we're going to move forward, you got to start 4-0 in September. But that Pitt game really sets the tone because a lot of people in our fan base are scared of that Pitt game because of last year. I had one knucklehead try to compare 2022 Pitt to the 1998 National Championship Volunteers because I made the statement on this channel that you don't replace NFL-level talent like Kenny Pickett. You don't replace the Biletnikoff award-winning Jordan Addison and just come out and have success the next year. So somebody decided to throw it in my face that in 1997, Peyton Manning went to the NFL draft. Then they wanted to point out that Leonard Little went to the NFL draft. Tried to compare. The audacity to try to compare the 98 National Championship Tennessee Volunteers to 2022 Pitt. Are you kidding me? Like, is this real life? And I know some of the people in the comment section are the few and far between. But goodness gracious, do you think that 98 National Championship team didn't have any talent? Do you think that Peyton Manning was the only talent that they had? Do you think Leonard Little was the only talent that they had? That 98 National Championship team was loaded with talent, especially on defense. So get out of here with your comparisons to Pitt and the 98 National Championship Tennessee Volunteers. Simply, Tommy, I think Pitt lost too much to be a threat. I agree. And when I say that you don't replace NFL-level talent, you is Pitt. Pronouns, pal. You equals Pitt. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Nate? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. This is embarrassing, Wes. This is embarrassing. The fact that there are people probably listening to me scream about the 98 National Championship team, scream about Pitt, may not have even been alive at the time. Oh, my gosh. That's sad. All right, I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but the bottom line is I'm excited about the fact that we are seeing Gerald Mincey and J.J. Crawford compete versus saying, all right, hey, we got to get Darnell Wright shifted over to the left, and we'll go with Dane Davis because that's what we're comfortable with. So I think this is a win for that offensive line unit. All the ones coming in the chat. What's up, Buck? Appreciate you picking up that mustard shirt. Yeah, check out the new Talkin VAWLS mustard-themed T-shirt. Links in the description. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That was a Buck Buchanan original idea. Appreciate that, Buck. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Yeah, at running back, assuming Jalen is ready to go when the season gets here healthy, would you go 3 deep? Would you go 4 deep? You've got 2 freshmen there that I'm sure both played well. How deep would you go at running back?
There are times we had to play 5 last year, right? So everybody's got to be ready to play. As we continue here on the back half of training camp and even before we get to game week and game week itself, those guys proving that we can trust them. And that's certainly with the ball in their hands, taking care of the football. It's in understanding what we're doing offensively and delivering blocks and hitting the right holes. A big part of it is understanding pass pro too. The 2 young guys in particular, I think, have grown throughout the course of training camp, where their eyes are at and understanding protections and being able to handle the football game as it truly gets played out in a live situation. But we're going to need a bunch of guys at that position. It's just the nature of football. It's the nature of that position. It's the nature of playing inside of this league, an extremely physical league.
What's better, you guys in the chat? I'll throw this to you because, Josh Heupel just said there they played 5 guys at the running back position last year. One of those was a walk-on in Marcus Pierce. Who do you have more confidence in? And again, Heupel regularly brings it up. The running back position in this offense has to be able to protect. They've got to be able to protect the quarterback. Pass protection is huge, and that's one of the difficult things for a true freshman to come in and do. That's one of the things they praise Lynn J. Dixon for being able to do, be able to come in and protect the quarterback. But what route's better? What route is better, to throw a true freshman out there or to throw a walk-on out there in Marcus Pierce, who we saw last year? We saw Marcus Pierce take valuable reps. Like, game on the line, Marcus Pierce is out there carrying the rock. Where are you better off? Are you better off there? Or to throw young Dylan Sampson or young Justin Williams-Thomas to the fire? Trial by fire. Get out there and grow up in a hurry, because we're going to need you. And I think we are going to see, especially Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson's a guy that seems to be getting a lot of praise from this coaching staff. If Jalen Wright's not healthy, I think we may see a little bit of Dylan Sampson, especially in that Ball State game. Look, for me, you get up 21 points, you get up 3 scores, I'm sitting Jabari Small. I'm giving him absolutely no opportunity to get banged up, beat up going into that Pitt game. We've got to have Jabari Small healthy. Dylan Elam says, you got to roll with those scholarship guys, Boogie. Throw the freshmen out there. Dave Shoemaker, Justin Williams going to be a beast. Nate Pruitt. I'm trying, man. Trying to make, if you guys dig this, we're up to 228 people watching live. If you guys dig this Monday morning stream, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up. Let's get the analytics rolling. Share this thing out. Blast it on Twitter. Tell them Monday morning. Maybe it'll become a thing, man. If you guys dig it enough, if you guys like it enough, if 4 nights a week of seeing my ugly face on air, every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Saturday postgame shows, if that is not enough, if you need 5 days of streaming, we'll do it. I'll make it happen. This is your channel. If this is what you guys want, you show the love. Joey and John in here throwing money at me saying, Boogie, I want more Monday streams. We'll make it happen. We will make it happen. Simply Tommy says, I believe they should get their feet wet. Definitely. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it in that Ball State game. Both of them. Dylan Sampson and Justin Williams-Thomas. I'd like to see both of those guys. Appreciate that, Prince Buck. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, my man. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel on scrimmage number 2. Big show plan for you guys. Typically I do an hour on these things, but you guys keep hanging out. We keep growing this chat. We get up to 300 people. We're going to talk a little bit recruiting. We got Ricky Gibson yesterday in the boat, 3-star corner. Big prospect coming up. Going to make a decision this afternoon. Jordan Matthews, 4-star corner. We'll talk about that. I've got an article with a little shade being thrown at Hendon Hooker. We'll take a look at that. Also got some highlights from Nico Iamaleava's first game of his senior season in high school. If you guys want to take a look at that, we'll do that as well. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Coach, you talk about trust with the running backs. When you talk about depth at wide receiver, you have a handle on how many of those guys you trust in a game yet?
Not yet. I do. I thought there were some real positive things today. Bru McCoy did some really good things out there inside of the stadium. I thought he handled and operated really well. Was physical with the ball in his hands. Jimmy Holiday made some plays today, some competitive catches, and then run after the catch. Walker Merrill's a guy that's had a really good training camp, much better football player and understanding of what we're doing. From where we ended spring ball, I think he's made strides, and he's done that offensively. He's done it on the special teams side of it too. So there's still a ton of competition. We've had a couple guys that have missed a day or two here and there through training camp. This next block will be important to see those guys function and operate and handle the totality of what we're doing offensively and ultimately prove that they deserve to be on the football field and play. It's a Jimmy Callaway, it's Squirrel, in particular, those two guys.
Josh, the growth of Joe Milton over the offseason.
Talking about the wide receivers, Bru McCoy's a guy that coming in on the field, what we were going to get was a question mark to me. We knew what we wanted. We know the ranking, number 1 athlete, class of 2019. We know all that stuff. We know the physicality, the size, the speed. We know he has it. He's got that athleticism. But what was that going to translate to on the football field? A guy that has played 1 year of football in 3 years. We really didn't know. We didn't know. And the further we get into fall camp, at the beginning we hear that he's a little out of shape. He's got to get back in football shape. Had a hip procedure done during the offseason. He's got to pick it up. Got to get back in shape. And then it went from that to he looks good, running good routes. Looks to be in a little bit better shape, going a little quicker. Now we're hearing Coach Pope praise Bru McCoy for doing things athletically that you cannot coach, you cannot teach. We're talking about how great Bru McCoy looks on the practice field. All of a sudden, athletically, on the field, what we're going to get on Saturdays, we got that guy. We got that guy opposite of Cedric Tillman that's going to really open up this offense. Throw Jalen Hyatt out there and what he has been able to do, the way he's transformed his body. I saw an article recently about what he's done in the film room, studying film, studying tape, putting the work in. Jalen Hyatt is going to have that year. He is going to be the guy. He's going to be the Cedric Tillman. Coming into 2023 next year, we're all going to be talking about Jalen Hyatt. We need somebody to come along with Jalen Hyatt. Mark my words. You heard it here. Jalen Hyatt's going to have a big-time 2022. But now the fact that we're hearing that Bru McCoy is looking the part, he's everything we wanted. He's getting it done. I'm starting to get more excited about this offense, but there's always something. There's always something as a Tennessee fan. Always. We never just get our cake. We don't get your cake and get to eat it to ever. We don't ever get to celebrate. So what's the deal with Bru McCoy? Why is he not eligible? When are we going to get an answer? It's almost like the NCAA investigation when Pruitt was fired. We're told this thing's going to be wrapped up. It's going to be wrapped up before fall. That thing is still going on. It's still going on. Almost 2 years later. There's always something. There's always a hang-up. Why is Bru McCoy not eligible? It's not grades. We wondered at first that maybe it was some type of academic issue. It's not grades. The grades are fine. Is it because he's transferred twice? Because he went to Texas, transferred to USC, now transfers to Tennessee? Is it something with USC and the off-the-field issues? Is there a hang-up there? I don't know. We keep waiting on an answer. Is this thing going to go all the way up to kickoff? Because as a coaching staff, you got a decision to make. And they're still, they're running Bru McCoy out there and he's getting practice reps. But there comes a time that you got to make a decision. Is Bru McCoy going to be eligible? Are we going to be going into the Ball State game and say, well, Bru McCoy's not eligible, but don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, Buck, bringing it up there. They did the same thing with Cade Mays. Are we going to get to the Ball State game and he's not eligible, but don't worry. We'll have him for the Pitt game. Don't worry. 7 days rolls around. Bru McCoy's still not eligible. We're going on the road to play Pitt. Then we're going to start talking about, it's fine. We'll have him for Florida. Will we? Because it seems these things always seem to drag on forever with our program. Always. We need Bru McCoy. What he is going to do for this offense, the way that he is going to open it up, Bru McCoy, Cedric Tillman, Jalen Hyatt, let's freaking go. This offense is set up to score points this year. And I know we're concerned about the running back position. I know we're concerned about it. We also had a walk-on carrying the rock last year. Kyle Slaughter, good to see you in the chat, buddy. Miss Swain in the mornings, walking around work, but lose interest when they started talking. Dude, that was me too. I love Swain. I love who he is. I love the way he represents the university. I love the way he uses his platform to benefit others. He's a great dude. But that is so spot on. I wanted Swain and Ben McKee to talk about Tennessee football nonstop, but they would start talking about the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA. I got so tired of it. I'm like, I would usually listen to it on a replay and fast forward because I wanted to hear them talk about Tennessee, not Major League Baseball. Appreciate you tuning in, Kyle. More of these Monday streams coming. You guys keep showing the love. Appreciate you guys tuning in on this Monday morning stream. I think, man, almost 250 people watching live right now. Maybe something we continue to do. I'm trying to scroll back up here and find a super chat. See, I go on these tangents, and I start yelling and screaming and going off the deep end. And it's great. I have fun. I love when I rant. Oh, there it is. Crazy Nugs with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Crazy Nugs. Man, Crazy Nugs came out of nowhere. I don't know when he found this channel, but he is like one of the #1 supporters now. Comments on every video. He is one of the ones that hijacked Eric Kane's channel and said, Kane, you got to come on and talk with Boogie. Appreciate the support, my man. $5 super chat. Here's to making the Monday stream worth the time. I think I speak for many when I say we enjoy and appreciate what you do. Man, that means a lot. That means a lot, Crazy Nugs. I'm still blows my mind sometimes that it's a Monday morning and 200-some people are watching me yell and scream about Bru McCoy and whether or not he's going to be eligible. You guys, the way you support is absolutely amazing. I appreciate that, Crazy Nugs. John Hill for 10. Thank you for the super chat. 230-plus people watching on a Monday morning. Good times and go Big Orange. Thank you, John, for another tip in the tip jar. Appreciate that, my man. Zach Ferris says, get excited, Boogie. It's weird. Some just randomly go off on tangents. Billy H in the chat. What's up, Billy? Member of the channel. Appreciate the support. Crazy to be watching Talkin VAWLS live at work instead of watching the replay from the night before. Go Big Orange. Yeah, I was talking to my wife about it. I was talking to my wife about it. I said, I feel like we've got two different audiences. We've got that late night audience that's on Tuesday night, and then we have people that want to listen in the morning at work, and they usually catch the replay. They don't get to be a part of the live interaction. I said, so I'm curious to see what it looks like, and that's why I'm kind of testing out these Monday morning streams. But you guys never let me down. You never let me down. I know, Cody, you were the first one I saw talking about it. I still think he's going to be eligible, but the battered Vol syndrome in me gets a little concerned. What's up, Swamp Donkey Sniper? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
How have you seen that translate to fall camp? And
Talking
what
about
have
Joe
you
Milton.
thought of his first two scrimmages?
Thought just, through practices, he's been a better decision maker, better command of what we're doing offensively, strides that you would hope and think he needs to take and is capable of. He's taking better care of the football. A lot of things that we've asked from him, just, growing up and becoming the mature person and player that we need inside of that room and in that position inside of this program. He's taken some of those strides. There's a bunch left out there for him. You guys know he has his arm talent to make some really special throws. But I think in all, in the two scrimmages, he's had really good command and presence in what we've done.
I muted myself so I could clear my throat. So I'm talking to myself. But now we're back. We're good. Thank you, Kyle Slaughter, for becoming a member of the channel, joining at the Talkin VAWLS faithful level. Appreciate that support. Just a reminder that Wednesday, the fan call-in show that we're going to do, you got to be a member of the channel, and it starts with Talkin VAWLS Elite, and we kind of go backwards. So they will have the first opportunity to come on, then Talkin VAWLS Gold will have the opportunity to come on, and then we'll kind of go down the list from there, Talkin VAWLS Faithful, Emoji Access, all that good stuff. So, but appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. Just wanted to kind of remind you guys of that. And a little scheduling note, because of my personal life stuff I got going on in my personal life, I'm probably going to have to move the NCAA streams from Tuesday to Sunday night, and then I'll probably move the fan call-in show to Tuesday night. It's probably going to be pretty late because I got some stuff to do. So probably Tuesday night, maybe 9 o'clock is probably when we're going to do the fan call-in show. That'd probably be the easiest way to go about it. But I'll keep you guys updated. And again, the love you guys are showing today, I'm probably going to continue to do these Monday morning streams. But talking about Joe Milton, he's received nothing but praise from this coaching staff. A lot of our fan base still hates him, likes to throw shade at him, talk about, overthrowing the deep ball. And I get it. But then also, you got to look at the Ole Miss game. And I get it. Because when he stepped out of bounds, the last play of that Ole Miss game, I was right there with you guys. I said I can forgive him for making a bad throw, but I can't forgive somebody that quits. But at the same time, you got to let him learn from it. You got to let him grow from it, get better. We may need Joe Milton this year. You got to keep that in mind. I think my big conversation when Joe Milton comes up is always about 2023, the quarterback competition between Joe Milton, Taven Jackson, and Nico Iamaleava. That's always kind of my talking point, selling point. Zach Fair in the chat there, lost respect for him. I agree, dude. I was so irate. After that Ole Miss game. I said I was done with Joe Milton. But, you have some time to let it sleep on it, get over it. We may need Joe Milton in 2022. Forget the quarterback competition next year. We've got a quarterback in Hendon Hooker that is very elusive. And what he does with his feet, what you love him for, will also get him hurt. And we're one injury away from having to rely on the big arm of Joe Milton. We just got to keep that in mind. Harmon J.C. Vol with a big-time super chat on this Monday morning. $50, that is not cheap. That ain't cheap. When you drop a 50, you get the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Harmon J.C. Ball, $50. Very generous, man. Very, very generous. I thank you for that. Happy Monday, buddy. Excited for this upcoming season. Just as excited for your coverage. Go Big Orange. Thank you, Harmon. Man, just $50. I'm going to go ahead and update the leaderboard. Got to get you on the leaderboard. Let you appreciate that. Very generous super chat on this Monday morning. I'm excited, man. Obviously, I'm excited about football season. Always excited about football season. But I'm excited because there's a lot of new people around here. On the Talkin VAWLS Network. A lot of new members, a lot of new subscribers. You guys, how many of you in the chat have never even been a part of a post-game show? And that's where the fun's at. When we got, 3, 4, 5 people on here talking Tennessee football, yelling and screaming at each other, emotions are high, the chat's yelling at each other. That's where it's at. I'm curious how many people have not even seen a post-game show. But glad to have you on board, Harmon J.C. Vol. Appreciate that $50 super chat. Very generous on this Monday morning. So thank you for your support. Let's see. Am I the only one worried about the D-line? We're hearing good things about Tyler Barron. We're hearing good things about Byron Young. I'm concerned about the interior defensive line, but I also have the faith. I've got the faith in Rodney Garner. And what Rodney Garner does, look what he did last year. Nobody really expected Matthew Butler to be an NFL talent. But Matthew Butler, Coach Garner's going to get more out of that defensive line. But, yeah, concerned, definitely. But I trust Rodney Garner at the same time. Go Vols 99, also with a $50 super. You guys are being nuts. Now you guys are just making it where I can't say no, that we have to do a Monday morning stream. See, you guys have just been waiting for the chance to interact on a live stream. You're like, Boogie, stop streaming at 9 o'clock at night. Give us morning people a chance. Go Vols 99 for 50. That ain't cheap. We got to play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Go Vols 99 for 50. Go Big Orange. I like this Monday morning stream. Getting close to week 1, Boogie. Yep. Getting closer and closer. Cannot wait. Thank you for the super chat. Very, very generous. Let me. We can make a tie. We'll make an exception. Let me get you added to the leaderboard in here as well. With Harmon, JC Vol, Go Vols 99. $250 super chats. You guys, very, very generous. I appreciate it, man. We're having conversations every day that this is going to be the full-time gig for old Boogie. We'll see how it works out. John Hill for 10, thank you for the super chat. John, Talkin VAWLS folks are representing on the comment section of Eric Kane's Locked On Vols today. Good to see that. Are you guys harassing Kaner again? We had a good conversation, back and forth DMs on Twitter. I'm excited to have him on, man. I'm excited to have him on the channel and help grow his platform a little bit too. What he does is kind of different than me. I focus on a topic. He kind of gives you a 30-minute show every single day. So, Kaner's going to be fun on Wednesday. He's going to join us for about 20 minutes or so. Marcus Rush, what is up, Marcus? Good to see you in the chat. $50.27. Marcus is sitting back waiting. He says, wait a second. There's a leaderboard. If there's a leaderboard, I want to be at the top of it. So here's $50.27. 17 days left. Go Big Orange. Dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Marcus, another a great member of the comment section. Always leaving good comments. Appreciate the support, Marcus. Thank you for the very generous super chat. But look, it's $50. We got to pay the cut.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
What do you guys think? Marcus there saying 17 days. We're 17 days away. When do you turn that corner? Now it's a little bit different for me because I'm a content creator. I'm always trying to find content, whether that be recruiting, transfer portal, whatever. When does that switch flip? I said earlier, I'm a big fan of Jason Swain and what he does with his show, and good for him making that move to radio. If it's putting more money in his pocket, supporting his family. You guys making fun of my Scott Steiner math. Don't make me play a Scott Steiner math clip because I'll do that too. But when do you guys lose it? When is it, okay, now I'm not just reading news. I can't get enough Tennessee content. There was a moment where when I wasn't doing anything on YouTube that, I would listen to other things on YouTube or podcasts or whatever. And then when you get to fall camp, it slowly starts to trickle in a little bit more Swain event. And then by the time you're a week, 2 weeks out, you're looking for hype videos on YouTube. You're listening to the Eric Ainge show. You're listening to the Swain event. You're listening to VolQuest. You're scrolling the message boards all day, every day. When's that moment? When's that moment for you? 2 weeks out? 3 weeks out? I mean, there's 251 people here in the chat, so I think you guys have already hit that moment. 17 days, man, 17 days. But thank you, Marcus, for the super chat. You guys being very generous. Like I said, you're not giving me an opportunity. You're not giving me an opportunity to say no. It's just now Boogie's going to have to do these Monday streams. Monday, no matter what. Dave Shoemaker, that's about where I'm at now, Dave. 24/7, 365. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, that's another one. That's another one, Joel. Casually rewatching UT games from the last year. So, yeah, when you get to that point, it's over. It's over. You're like just watching games from last year. You're on YouTube. Crystal Free says, now. Will B says, it's time. Karen also 24/7, 365. Dakota says, nobody likes you, Boogie. I try. A lot of people hate me. That's always fun. Matt Bagley for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Loving the early morning show. Boogie corner has turned with UT hat on daily in Georgia country. Go Big Orange. Yeah, I get fussed at sometimes. Like I'm wearing a comic book hat right now. People get mad if I don't wear Tennessee merch, Tennessee stuff. I went to Alumni Hall yesterday. Took the family down to the zoo yesterday. Good time, good family day. And went in Alumni Hall. Oh, I just went in with my youngest daughter. Left everybody else in the car. Told her she could pick out whatever she wanted. We went up to check out. I picked up a new Nike pullover, and when they were ringing us up, I just looked at my daughter and I said, "Close your eyes. You don't want to see this." Oh, it was ugly. It was ugly. I spend way too much money on Tennessee merch. Way too much money. Zach says you've done way too well today. Think you need to start a Monday live cast. We'll do it again next Monday. What do you guys think? Next Monday, 9 o'clock? Next Monday, 9 a.m., Talkin VAWLS live in the morning. I think you guys just made it a thing. Now the question is, will the support flow in next Monday like it did today? All right, let's hear more from Josh Heupel. We are 46 minutes into this stream. We're 6 minutes into Josh Heupel's comments. That's because you guys keep hijacking the show, and when you guys pay and you guys drop super chats and you guys want me to answer a question, I'm gonna do it. Gonna let you guys hijack the show, talk about what you want to talk about. Matt Bagley says, yes, on next Monday. We will be here. We'll do it. Julian Rodriguez, yes, this is a Shane Davis 9 Lives comment. I'm surprised anybody knew what this hat meant. Yeah, Shane Davis. All right, let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Yeah, Josh, not just today, I know you haven't seen the tape, but what's your assessment of your linebacker group and how much Juwan Mitchell's grown from where he was and Jeremy and that group? And then secondly, do you have an update on Bru McCoy and are you starting to get antsy with that one, with the window there?
Don't have an update on Bru. The linebacker position, we are deeper because of young guys that we've added inside of our program and the health of Juwan and the continued development of the guys that were playing last year makes that unit a deeper unit. In year 2, like a lot of our positions, I do think they have a better understanding of what we're doing defensively. We've been better in our gap fits here, the last 4-day block. In particular, I thought the one defense today, for the most part, did a really good job. I think they've tackled well. That second level has tackled well here as of late. Juwan being back adds experience, adds playmaking ability. Jeremy's continued to grow. We've talked about that. Beasley and Page, those guys have taken major strides in the offseason too, and they've shown that through a majority of training camp.
That's something, him talking about the linebackers, the defense as a whole, being more familiar in the system. And that's something I talk about a lot with this coaching staff and player development. You're returning 4 guys at linebacker. Of course, Juwan Mitchell didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but we've seen him be successful at Texas. He's a guy with experience. He's played a lot of football. And then you add in Beasley, Page, Banks. Those guys have experience and another year in the system. So do they take a step? Do they get better? That's the question. Can this coaching staff truly develop talent? It's like I talked about with the offensive line. What football program would not want to be returning 4 starters on the offensive line? What football program wouldn't want to be returning 4 linebackers with valuable experience? Like, we've got some guys that have been through the fire, added some nice pieces in the secondary. Wesley Walker's a guy that could end up starting at the star position. Nobody really celebrated that transfer. Turrentine from Ohio State's a guy that's getting a lot of talk. Two senior defenders starting at safety. Can they take a step? And I get sitting back saying they're not good enough to play in the SEC. Well, guess what? There are safeties. So hopefully they take a step. This coaching staff can develop these players, and it's all across the board. We'll see. We return a lot of guys. Look at the offense, returning 8 starters on offense. That should be guaranteed success. Well, let's hear more.
Josh, a couple things. I wondered if you had an update on Kamal Haddon's status, when you think he might be able to get back, and also just the cornerback situation in general with all those guys kind of getting back except for Haddon. How's that competition going, and what's the comfort level there?
Yeah, I want to see the tape today for me to make a comment on, how they played today. Overall, I think, they've done a better job of, the 50-50 balls down the football field, being calm, not panicking, playing the football and the wide receiver. They've done a good job in their fits and some of our pressures and things that we've done. Kamal, I anticipate being able to get some reps here over the next 4-day block. It'll be good to see him back on the field for us. He's handled himself in a really mature way while he's been nicked up and hasn't been able to be out on the field. Been purposeful in the way he's approached meetings, practice, essentially has a plan of coaching guys up during the course of the practice. So I think his engagement has allowed him to continue to grow. Obviously, you want those real reps and anticipate being able to get those this next block with him. Warren Burrell's had a really steady, good camp. Rucker coming back healthy. I feel like he's playing his best football right now as well. There's a ton of competition right there at that position, and that's some young guys that have gotten here, guys that have been around this program for a couple years too. So excited to see that continue to play out, and obviously I want to see the tape today from those guys too.
Somebody in the chat talking about Brandon Turnage. Yeah, Dylan. Turnage is who I really want to see step up. The corner position is so strange because, again, going back to star, I was always asking, is Turnage going to end up playing at star? And it sounds like you've got Walker. Somebody else in the chat mentioned Tamarian McDonald's getting a lot of run at the star position. And then also Trayvon Flowers. That one's interesting to me. Why is Trayvon Flowers getting run at the star position? Does that mean we're going to see somebody else at safety? What exactly does that mean for this secondary? It sucks that Christian Charles and Kamal Haddon both kind of got banged up going into fall camp, because those are two guys that I thought could push. And, Heupel talking about competition, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Christian Charles pushing for a starting spot. I wanted to see Kamal Haddon pushing for a starting spot. And now you're talking about Warren Burrell, and no disrespect to Warren Burrell, but I wanted to see somebody push him. I wanted his back against the wall, that I've got to step up, I've got to do what I have to do, or else I'm going to be sitting on the bench. I don't want it to be I've got more seniority, and those guys are beat up, so I'm going to start by default because they're not getting enough reps in fall camp. I wanted there to be more competition at that corner position. And, again, Kamal Haddon, Christian Charles beat up. I wanted to see what those guys could do in fall camp. And I think they're going to get healthy, and we'll see how it plays out throughout the year. But I just wanted more competition from that secondary unit. Again, beat up in the spring too, beat up all throughout the spring, and then now Haddon and Charles beat up in fall camp. But I'm still excited. I'm still excited about the way the secondary is looking. It's just there's so many question marks when we look at this football team on defense. It's like somebody talking about the defensive line. It feels like, somebody left a comment and said, Boogie, you're always saying that Byron Young, we've been waiting forever on this guy to do something. He just got here last year. And it's like, I know, but he was such a highly ranked JUCO prospect that you thought he was going to come in and contribute from day one. And then it's like, well, he needs a little time to get his feet wet. And then it's like, well, he's going to do it this time. And it's just like it keeps going on and on and on. It's put up or shut up. Let's go make plays. There's so many questions, so many layers to this defense. But I truly feel like they're going to be better than they were a year ago. And I don't know. Am I crazy? Do you guys think I'm nuts? Is the defense going to suck? Is the defense going to be the problem? I feel like they're going to take a step and get better. I really, truly believe that. I think we finally have football coaches. We don't have guys with bags of cash like Brian Niedermeyer, allegedly. We don't have used car salesmen like Butch Jones. We don't have a dork like freaking Derek Dooley. We have true, legitimate football coaches. And when you have that, you're good. You got to expect development. You got to expect guys to get better. G. Smith, how is the linebacker transfer from Nebraska faring? Jackson Hanna, I've not heard a whole lot about him. But he does add some depth there, especially when you look at going into the 2023 season, and you're talking about, I'm excited about the 4 linebackers because they all have experience. They're all going to be gone after this year. So you're going to need some bodies next year. The transfer portal, desperation at the linebacker position and running back position this offseason. And I'm curious to see how the transfer portal plays out once the season wraps up, because last year, because of the restrictions, the scholarship restrictions, none of us knew about it. It was all going on behind the scenes. Tennessee couldn't really get active in the portal. They couldn't really get active in the portal right after the season. And I think they missed on a lot of guys because of that. But I think it is very, very crucial. Linebacker, running back, immediately when guys start to go into the portal. Scott Bennett in the chat, player development is freaking key. Yeah, it's what we've been missing. It's what Butch Jones was lacking. Butch Jones could recruit. Butch Jones was a hype man. Butch Jones could sell a used car, but he couldn't develop football players. That was the problem.
Two things. So we talked to Jalen Hyatt and Walker Merrill the other day, and Jalen specifically talked about, all the praise and preseason's great, but you got to prove it on the field. Then Walker talked about, I'm just tired of not playing. I want to, he's motivated to get on the field. When you hear that kind of competitiveness and mentality, what's that mean to you as a coach, and what do you like about that type of mindset?
Yeah, that's the truth, though, right? Jalen's comment about, and preseason stuff doesn't matter, whether that's rankings or praise of players, whatever. At the end of the day, we all got to go prove it, and game day's approaching for us. So I like the mentality that, he's going to be purposeful in the way he approaches it, and our team will be too. I really believe that. For Walker, those are 2 great examples of guys that, since we've gotten back from bowl game, and really even before that, just like, this is where I'm at. This is where I got to get to, having a plan of how I'm going to do that every single day. Those guys are pros in the way that they've approached every day in the building, man. They're competitive. They understand the plan. They have a personal plan of how they want to continue to grow. They're extra every single day. It showed up in the competitiveness in which they've played, and that's with the ball in their hands. It's in one-on-ones. It's with the ball not in their hands, and the way that they're blocking out on the perimeter. One of the things today offensively I thought was just, our perimeter screen game. Which is really an extension of the run game. The effectiveness, efficiency of that was really good to see. Those 2 guys had a big part in it today.
Secondly,
Walker Merrill's a guy, I know Joel mentioned him earlier. I like to hear that. I like to hear that a guy's sick of sitting. I love to hear it. Xavier, love that from a coach. Like you said, talk is talk. You got to prove that you want it. How bad do you really want to play? Leadership. Agree, Xavier. And I love hearing that about Walker Merrill. I love hearing a guy that's and it's the same for Jalen Hyatt. You know how big it was for Jalen Hyatt to step up and say, I am not doing things the right way. Me. He's not saying this is Heupel's fault. He's not saying at the time this was Cody Burns' fault. He's not blaming this person or that person. He looked himself in the mirror and said, I'm not doing what I have to do. And he goes to a senior in Bayless Jones, and he says, how do I become what you are? How do I get to the level that you're at? And Bayless Jones walked him through the process. That takes a lot. That's a big step for Jalen Hyatt to do that. And now Walker Merrill, kind of same mindset. I'm tired of sitting. I want to play. Put the work in. Xavier said it. You got to prove it. Don't talk about it, be about it. So I hope Walker Merrill takes that next step. How much better can this offense be? I don't know how many wide receivers this coaching staff really wants to rotate. Last year at the beginning of the year, we saw them rotate several guys in and out. The fact that they go quick, they run tempo, so you really don't have a lot of time to substitute. Certain situations you do. But they found 3 guys that they were locked in on, 3 guys that they believed on, in Cedric Tillman, Javonte Payton, and Bayless Jones. And that was it. That's who they're rolling with. How many guys do they want to rotate? I'm excited about the 3. Hey, Walker Merrill, you want to play? You better go to work, son. Because it sounds like Bru McCoy, Jalen Hyatt, and Cedric Tillman are ready to go. And it excites me about this offense. Jimmy Holiday, Dylan says, could make a step too. I'm excited to see what they do. But like Xavier said, you got to prove it. You got to be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Especially when Bru McCoy, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman sound like they're locked in and ready to go. Buck Buchanan having himself a day. Buck's going to drink so many mimosas at Cracker Barrel. I can't believe they really have mimosas at Cracker Barrel. Is that really a thing? Buck, just take your headphones out and crank up Talkin VAWLS right there in the middle of Cracker Barrel. What's up, Lex? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
You're kind of right there in the, a little bit past the midpoint of fall camp where guys can hit a wall and you got to push through and those type of things. Do you and the staff try to do anything to, change? I saw you do the punt thing with Elijah. Do you do anything to kind of change it up to let them have a little bit of fun to where they, can kind of push through that stuff?
Yeah, we try to do something fun every single day when we're out on the field. I think creating competitive situations is extremely important in that. It raises the level of urgency and focus out on the practice field. So we pick different situations every single day. Our team meeting has structure to it, but there's things that are different every day. And last night, we've been in a pretty good routine here of what we're doing every day. Felt like giving them a little bit of a mental break potentially if they were able to catch the football. Elijah's the hero, as you guys could all see. But doing something fun to keep guys engaged. That's true during training camp. I think it's true during the season too. So you guys know around here we try to compete really hard, but we have a heck of a lot of fun doing it too. And last night's a great example of it. Today being different, being in the stadium for the scrimmage, families being there, the afternoon's going to play out differently for them too. And so we try to keep them fresh, physically ready to compete while training them, making sure that we're playing ourselves into the shape that we need to be ready to go play. But you can do all those things and have a heck of a lot of fun doing it.
I know you'll need to go back and check the tape, but kind of initial thoughts, line play today, both offensively, defensively. How would you kind of assess that today?
Man, there's so many different groups. I thought we fit things, front seven, safety fits too, and in the run game with the one defense better than we did in the first scrimmage. So that's one takeaway. I think in some of the situational football, the one offensive line did a really good job of creating movement. Third and shorts, goal line situations. There were some real positive things there too. Going to have to go back. There were a few sacks early in the scrimmage for the ones that go back and look at and just make sure we're all not just losing a battle, right, which is going to happen, but our communication is right too. So there's going to be a bunch of things to learn from. Overall, really excited about energy, effort, attention to detail once the whistle blows, getting their eyes back, getting lined up, and getting cleats in the ground, eyes in the right place, ready to go play.
Coach, what's changed?
A couple of things that I get excited about, then it concerns me, but that's the world of talking about a scrimmage, right? Good on good. You're talking about the defensive line doing a good job in the run game, but then on the flip side, you say that the offense did some nice things. So which one is it? He brings up third and short. Obviously, that's something that we struggled with last year. Third and short, couldn't get a push up front, couldn't pick up crucial first downs. And with this offense, you can't afford to do that. You're going fast, your defense exhausted. We were talking about the defensive line earlier. Somebody asked if I was concerned about the defensive line, and then you're hearing that, again, we're getting that push on offense. So which is it? Is our defensive line struggling up front in third and short, or is our offensive line just doing that good? It's so hard to break it down when you're talking about good on good. But I guess what you want is that ongoing battle, that ongoing competition. Sometimes the defensive unit wins, sometimes the offensive unit wins, and there's not really a clear-cut winner. It's kind of a back-and-forth grind, and it sounds like that's where we're at this fall, but we'll see once the ammunition is live and things matter. We'll see.
Changed about the way you evaluate these scrimmages or things you pay attention to compared to last year?
I mean, a year ago, just so different. It's the first time that we've gone through any of it together, right, as an entire program, staff and players. And you don't take anything for granted in year two, but there's an understanding of the expectations and how we're going to play. Defensively in particular, but both sides of football, much deeper in who we are and just the number of players that we have inside of our program, right? And you guys have heard me talk about that before. how you evaluate it, man, I don't know that changes a whole lot, right? Every position coach is going to watch every player, every single play, right? Alignment, assignment, technique, effort, strain, play to the whistle. Those are the things, man. We want to play harder for longer inside of our program, and then we got to protect the ball when you got it and go get it defensively. Offensively, the last 4-day block, they've done a great job of taking care of the football. We got to create more turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. But, how we grade it, it doesn't change. The expectations, standards inside of our room, they haven't changed inside of this building. Now, the perception of us outside the building has changed, but what we believe we have the opportunity to do, because of the work that we've put into it, there's great confidence inside this building.
We'll finish with you.
Could you update us on Elijah Simmons, his situation?
Yeah, I think he'll have an opportunity to participate here this next 4-day block. Just kind of a freak deal, and don't think it's a long-term injury for him that will inhibit him anyway as we get to the season. But we got to get him back fully ready to go.
How much is that setting value, man?
We'll see when we get back. He's been in great spirits. He said he's feeling really good. We'll figure out here as we get back on the grass here in a couple of days.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So that wraps up Josh Heupel's comments from scrimmage number 2. He talked about a 4-day block. Like I said earlier, what it sounds like they're going to do, they're going to practice, take some time off, they're going to practice 4 days, and then they're going to kind of go into back-to-back game prep weeks. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. We're a little over an hour in. We got 240 people watching live. Do you guys want me to keep going? You want me to keep going? You want this Monday morning stream to be a thing? What do you want, an hour? Do you want it to be 2 hours? This is your show. You guys let me know what you want. Like I said, we've got some recruiting news we can talk about. I've got an article about some hatred, some doubt being thrown Hendon Hooker's way. I've got some highlights from 5-star quarterback Nico Iamaleava. We can share those up. Take a look at that. You guys let me know in the comments, in the live chat, what direction you want to go next. You want to talk a little recruiting? You want to talk about Hendon Hooker? You want to talk about Nico Iamaleava? While you guys do that and let me know, you can go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network as well. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The links are also in the description below. Check out this mustard shirt. You guys see the fine quality detail in that? You can rep Talkin VAWLS. You can show that you're a mustard thrower. You got the Talkin VAWLS logo on there. That looks very familiar, I must say. But you got Go Big Orange, and then you got a guarantee at the bottom. We promise. And that guarantee comes directly off of an authentic mustard bottle. But our guarantee is that we are 100% for the fans, by the fans. That's what our guarantee is there on the mustard shirt. And then if you zoom in really close and you take a look at the net weight of the contents of that mustard bottle, 19.98 ounces. So go check out the Talkin VAWLS mustard shirt. If that's not your style, if you don't want to rep a mustard shirt, that's fine. We've got merchandise for everybody. Talkin VAWLS Elite shirts. What is Elite? Well, if you're a member of the channel at the $10 a month level, let people know you're elite. This is probably the #1 seller, State Pride shirt. Just a clean outline, different styles, designs. You can see there below. You can change the color, whatever you want. Good quality merchandise. And then you got to get these before the season gets rolling. It usually takes a couple of weeks for the merch to be shipped out because they have to screen print it and then ship it out to you. Beat Bama, beat Florida, beat Georgia. Or you can also let everybody know that we don't just beat Kentucky. We are Kentucky's daddy. So check out that merchandise. And then just some different logos, plain logo. TBA Jam, probably be getting rid of this merchandise soon. The basketball, baseball merch, got flat bill hats. But again, go check it out, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS if you can rep some of that merch. And I want this, man. If you've got Talkin VAWLS merch, if you've picked up Talkin VAWLS merch, I would love to see pictures of it. Tweet it out. Let people know you've got it. Tag us in it. I'll retweet it. I would love to see some of our merchandise inside of Neyland Stadium. That would be a lot of fun. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. Love it. Keep it rolling. Keep going. Yes, work is boring right now, Boogie. Keep it going. Crazy Nugs wants it to keep going. Let's see. Christopher wants us to talk about Hendon Hooker. What else we got? Let's see. Dakota wants Nico. Dave wants Hooker, then Nico. Hendon Hooker, and Nico. Nico. Man, you guys are kind of back and forth. Nelson wants recruiting. Talk recruiting because we're getting the corner today. And let me do recruiting real quick because it's really not going to take long. It's not going to take long. Dakota dropping the link there. with how you can become a member of the Volunteer Club and support not only the University of Tennessee, but also put a little bit of money in our pocket if you've been wanting to help with NIL. Dakota's dropping the link. I appreciate that. Mods, drop the link to that. Drop the link to our merchandise. Appreciate you guys doing a little bit of work down there in the comment section, Dakota. Let's talk about a little bit about recruiting, because yesterday Tennessee added 3-star corner. He's a highly rated 3-star too. Don't get it twisted. I would not be surprised if Ricky Gibson ended up as a 4-star prospect before it's all said and done. But I made a video on him yesterday. If you've not watched it, go back, check it out. I go a little bit more in depth on Ricky Gibson. But he's a big pickup, because up to that point, Tennessee only had Christian Conyer in the boat. He was the only corner in the class. So I think it's good to add that. Now I think you can take it a step further. I think you can add a guy that is an elite level corner, a guy that would be a difference maker in Jordan Matthews, who is about to make his decision here in just a couple of hours. I think he's scheduled to make that commitment at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Let's take a look at Jordan Matthews, who he is. Again, 6 foot, 165-pound corner out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 24/7 Sports Composite has him as a 4-star prospect, 15th ranked corner in the country. You can see there he's on commitment watch. You look at his offer list: Michigan, Tennessee, Texas, Alabama. It's coming down to Tennessee and Texas. That's where this thing is at. It's a Tennessee-Texas battle, and a lot of people think he's going to Texas. A lot of the talking heads, a lot of the experts, a lot of the insiders started putting it out there that he's going to Texas. Now, you guys know who I listen to. You guys know who I trust. Austin Price over at VolQuest.com. He said, guys, it's Texas is definitely in it, but so is Tennessee. It's not like it's a runaway deal. It ain't over. It ain't over. Jordan Matthews isn't just going to Texas. Tennessee is very much in the thick of things. But, he compared it. I think it was this one that he talked about, like Francis Mauigoa. So many people don't realize how close Tennessee was to landing Francis Mauigoa. They thought, it's just over and done with. He went to Miami. It is what it is. He was very much in it. Very much in it. Jordan Matthews, let's take a look at the scouting report. Again, scheduled to make his decision here at 2 p.m. Eastern time. This is from Gabe Brooks, Midlands Region recruiting analyst. Unverified size, but looks the part of a Power 5 corner to the naked eye. Plays long with wiry strength, physical tools, functional athleticism. Should provide for versatility across varying coverage types. Makes an effort to shrink the window and pester at the catch point. Excellent multi-sport context thanks to strong track data. Top 5 finisher as a junior in Louisiana in the 100 and 200 meters. Personal best, 10.66 in the 100 meters. Again, more speed. And we're seeing this coaching staff do it. We are seeing this coaching staff add. Tennessee looks the part. They're bigger. They're stronger. They're faster. And this coaching staff continues to add guys that are versatile, and they are also adding guys with speed. Goes on to say he displays corresponding recovery speed in the intermediate to deep passing game, willing to mix it up on the perimeter versus the run. Shows impressive closing speed and pursuit range. Bit reactive at times, can hone technique and awareness, can improve ball skills and ball productivity in the forms of turnovers. Did you guys see Willie Martinez? It's like 50 guys. Was it 50? The number of defensive backs he's put into the league. When you talk about developing talent, and I know a lot of people hate on Willie Martinez, especially because of his first time here in Knoxville. That dude can develop talent. That guy puts defensive backs into the league. It says here, excellent candidate to get on the field early on special teams with matching reps on block units. Eyeball test, physical tools, verified athleticism on the track. Should provide plenty of development upside. Projects as a high major corner with long-term potential to become an NFL draft pick. That's Jordan Matthews. Again, set to make his decision later today. I think this would be a big one because I think this would pretty much lock down the corner spot. And when you look at recruiting for the class of 23, the secondary position, you got John Slaughter committed at safety. You've also got Sylvester Smith, a 4-star safety committed. Jack Luttrell, 3-star safety committed. You got Christian Conyer. Yesterday, you add Ricky Gibson. If you add Jordan Matthews, I think you're set for the class of 23 in the secondary. I think what you really need to start looking for is that running back. Can they get Roderick Robinson, even though he's committed to UCLA, still having conversations with Tennessee? He would be a big-time add for this class, adding him at running back. I would really be happy with the direction of this class of 23. And then you also need to add some guys at defensive tackle. But I trust Rodney Garner. Look at last year. The guys that Rodney Garner added down the stretch last year, I think you're going to see some names emerge. They always do, right? There's always that buzz going during the summer. And then you see, look, we're talking about guys that have not even played their senior season of football yet. We've not even seen that yet. So you're going to see guys emerge. You're going to see guys that get rankings boost, guys like James Pierce, who ended up being a 5-star edge rusher last year by the time his senior season was all said and done. But I'd like to add a running back. I'd like to get Jordan Matthews in the boat, add a couple of defensive tackles. Got to be pretty happy with this class. I mean, we're going into the season, and Tennessee's already got 20 kids committed in this class of 23. DS4570 feel like Matthews is a Texas commit, unfortunately probably using us as a money booster. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I had to pick, I'd probably agree. I would probably say I would lean towards Texas as well. But we'll see. Cody Branch, Willie Martinez is the Rodney Garner for corners. His boss is a guy he coached, for Christ's sake. He puts guys in the league. The track record speaks for itself. But we'll see where Jordan Matthews ends up. Again, scheduled to make that decision a little bit later today. We got 225 people still watching live in the chat. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up. Share it out. Let people know we're still live. We're going to take a look at this Hendon Hooker article real quick. And then we'll go from there. We may take a look at the highlights from Nico. We'll take a look at this article because it's you can put a positive spin on this thing. Put a positive spin on this article. This is from on3.com. SEC Coach Levy's doubt, criticism towards Hendon Hooker heading into 2022. Why do they do this? Why do all these places throw shade at us? You guys know why. I'm just preaching to the choir. You guys know why they do it. They do it because they get clicks, they get views, they get backlash, they get social media mentions. They get featured right here live on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Says here, 2 anonymous SEC coaches have weighed in on the Tennessee Vols quarterback Hendon Hooker ahead of the 2022 college football season, stating the reason for Hooker's success is based on head coach Josh Heupel's up-tempo, high-powered offensive scheme alone. Here's one quote from a coach. Says he wasn't very good at Virginia Tech, and yet he's really good at Tennessee. So it makes you wonder if it is a system thing. Then another SEC coordinator added, that offense is really creative and really simple in a unique way. It makes it very quarterback friendly. So he gets the benefit of having a lot of catch and throws that go for a lot of yards. You ever feel like somebody's insulting you, and in the process of the insult, they're actually complimenting you? This is a good thing for us. I don't care how you want to spin it. I don't care if you want to give Hendon Hooker the praise. I don't care if you want to give Josh Heupel the praise. I don't care if you give Alex Golish the praise. The bottom line is, what you're telling me is this offense is only good because it's good. Hold on a second. I got to get a drink. It's only good because it's good. Dylan Elam. It's called scheme. Something they should learn. I just think it's funny. It's like so many people try to insult the University of Tennessee. They try to insult Josh Heupel by calling his offense a gimmick. They call it a gimmick. The offense is really creative and really simple in a unique way. If it's so simple, why can't you stop it? Why can't you stop it? If it's so simple, number one, why don't you just use it? If it works, if it's simple, and it works, you're basically saying that Hendon Hooker is not a good quarterback. He's only having success because Josh Heupel's offense works. Okay, let's say that's true. I'm not saying that about Hendon Hooker. That's what the article says. Let's say Hendon Hooker's not very good. Not very good. He's only having success because the offense is really simple. Really simple. Give him a lot of catch and throws that go for a lot of yards. Simple. What happens when you get a 5-star elite level quarterback, a quarterback that some might say is the best quarterback in the class of 2023? Then what does this offense become? If it's a gimmick, and it only works because it's up-tempo, fast-paced, and Hendon Hooker's not very good, what happens when we have a really good quarterback? What happens when we have really good wide receivers? Again, no disrespect to anybody on this football team. I'm excited about what Cedric Tillman's done. I'm excited to see what Jalen Hyatt does in 2022. I'm excited about Bru McCoy. What happens when we get 5 stars, boys? How good can this offense be if it's working with mediocre talent? I love Hendon Hooker. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. You guys have heard me say it multiple times. Hendon Hooker, Heisman Trophy campaign in 2022. Make it happen. This doubt and criticism towards Hendon Hooker is stupid. It's dumb. It's lazy. What about the quarterback at Alabama? Would Bryce Young be an elite level quarterback if he played at Vanderbilt? Same thing. It's the same difference. When Bryce Young is surrounded by NFL talent, kind of makes his job a little bit easier. Does that mean he's not a good quarterback? I think the hate and the doubt, but again, it's because we're Tennessee fans. They're going to come at us. That's what they do. But I just think it's funny because you can twist it. Offense is really creative and simple, but nobody can stop it. They keep calling it simple. They keep talking about how easy it is, but nobody can stop it. And if it's so simple yet so effective, why don't more people do it? What happens when we get 5 stars? A little bit of hate, a little bit of shade being thrown at Hendon Hooker there. Clifton Flynn upgrades his membership to Talkin VAWLS Elite. Appreciate that, Clifton. That's $10 a month. That is a guaranteed $10 a month contribution. Memberships give me a gauge of where we're at. You know, right now I'm committed to this Monday morning stream. You guys have shown out, shown love, been very generous, joining the channel, the super chats. The way you contribute to this channel blows my mind. But it also lets me know that it's worth it right now to burn through some vacation time, take days off from work, get on here and live stream with you guys because you support what we do with this channel. So, Clifton, I appreciate you upgrading to that elite level. And you'll have the first access to the Fan Call-In Show on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Going to have Eric Kane on for about 20 minutes to start the show. And then after Kaner has to jump off, wrap things up, we're going to open it up, Fan Call-In Show. You guys are going to have the opportunity to come on and just talk, man. That's what it's going to be. Just have an opportunity to come on, hang out, shoot the bull, whatever you guys want to talk about. You run the show for the Fan Call-In. Looking forward to it. Let's take a look at this last article before we wrap things up. Nico Iamaleava played his first game of his senior year. Says here he shines in that first game. One of the listeners, somebody in the Talkin VAWLS Facebook group, actually sent me this article. Let's go down and take a look at it. It says here Nico only played one half, demonstrated why he's one of the nation's best prospects on Saturday night. In Warren's opener, he threw roughly 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12 of 18, and also picked up 50 yards on the ground. His team won 50-0 in the Aloha State. It says here, Iamaleava connected with his receivers on both long and short passes, made quick decisions to escape pressure, showcased his running ability to gain yardage on broken plays. These qualities are a few of the reasons that the 6'5", 195-pound signal caller is the number 10 overall prospect, number 4 ranked quarterback according to the On3 consensus. Rated even higher by On3 as the number 2 overall prospect. So again, going right back to what we just said previously. If this offense is simple, and Hendon Hooker only has success because the offense is so simple, what happens when you've got the number 2 ranked quarterback in the country committed? How good does this offense get under Nico? Couple of highlights here. Going to get up on the screen. Let you guys take a look at them. Let me zoom in just a little bit. That's a little bit too much. There we go. You know, I saw somebody posted the link to this. This game was streaming on YouTube. Very difficult to see because of the lighting. All right, so here's play number 1. Nico on the right. You see him dropping in a little bubble screen here. Simple, little quick, easy, bubble screen, good blocking, touchdown, Nico Iamaleava. Let's go down and take a look at the next one. This says the next drive included one of the best throws of the night. Facing a 4th and long, Iamaleava set back in the pocket, sent a long pass down the right sideline, found his receiver roughly 40 yards downfield. So here's a look at the deep ball from Nico. Man, look at just effortless. Effortless. His accuracy, his touch on that deep ball, just a thing of beauty, man. Again, you look at this Josh Heupel offense. What happens when you've got elite talent? What happens? What does Tennessee have to do to start getting elite level wide receivers, 5-star wide receivers? Although we got some good ones committed. Boys, we got some good receivers with good speed already committed. I'm excited to see what the future looks like for this football program, but you got to win. You've got to win this fall. You cannot drop off. 8 wins, man. 8 wins really feels like my number. Xavier in the chat there says you got to win big games. You have to win big games. Gotta. Let's take a look at some more clips here from Nico's first game. Find a Warren White out for his next touchdown of the game moments later. Here we go. Looks like another goal line situation. Again, though, look at the touch. Look at the touch. Man, just sneaks it in there. And that's, when you watch 7-on-7, and I know 7-on-7 isn't necessarily the end-all, be-all, but his accuracy, man, he puts the ball in places that only his receivers can go get. Only his receivers go get. Now, let's see another one here. I don't understand. Does the field not have lights on it? Why is it so dark? Man, let's blow that one up. Let's blow that one up and watch it again. Watch this throw. Beautiful touch. Just a beautiful touch on the deep ball, man. And that's what Josh Heupel and this offense wants to do, man. We want to stretch the field, make plays. Nico, I saw everybody hating. Everybody hating. Are they hating on Dakota? Yeah, Robert hating on Dakota, talking about a natty. Dakota talking about natties, talking about Nico winning natties. Man, I just want to, one step at a time, just keep getting better. Just keep getting better. I think you just got to go win 8 games this year and continue to recruit, continue to support NIL. If you've been thinking about NIL and you want to jump in the boat, look, without saying too much, I will say this. Spire Sports Group gets it. Spire Sports Group knows what they are doing. And, I made a video a couple days ago talking about winning with NIL and how you can support that process by contributing to Spire Sports Group. And you're going to kick some money our way. Yeah, I'm shilling. It's basically an advertisement. But at the same time, I've been privy to some behind-the-scenes conversations that confirm that Spire Sports Group gets it. Yeah, we got to win games. And you go out and start winning football games, recruiting is going to get a lot easier. But you still have to be competitive in the NIL market. That's the way recruiting is going to be from now on. I think it's going to wrap it up for this one. About an hour and a half. If you're catching this on the replay, hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. You want more Monday morning streams? Kind of feels like a different group of people. It's been a fun show. You guys always show up, show out, show love. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this Monday morning. I think I'll plan to do it again next Monday. I will let you know if something changes. I'll have to check the schedule, make sure everything's good, that I can get it set up. But as of now, we'll plan to do it next Monday, 9 a.m. But still got a lot of content coming your way. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6:30, NCAA 13, Talkin Vol football. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, hanging out with Eric Kane from VolQuest.com. And then we'll do the fan call-in show immediately after, so come hang out for that. We're kicking things up into high gear. It's going to be a fun fall. Looking forward to talking UT football with you guys all year long. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.